All right, we are live. Got a poll. Do you think Paul Tracey was suspended because he angered the Ken Schrader? It's a career achievement in the SRX for wrecking so many times. Tony Stewart is mad that he kept tearing up cars, or they did it just to create some buzz or create a story. Those are the four options. Of course, Paul Tracey suspended by the SRX, at least for one race. I haven't followed up on it. But that was the big story that I didn't cover in the SRX things there because at the time I made the video about Kyle Busch winning, he was not yet suspended. But there you go. That poll question is up. And as I don't know, I probably should have put up a different poll question because after I put that one up, this broke. I was on Instagram looking around, and SVG to NASCAR in 2024 from the NASCAR report. And apparently, they have talked to the man himself, or somebody has, and it says news. Stated by the man himself, all signs are pointing to Shane Van Gisbergen moving to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024, announcing his likely departure from supercars racing. There's a lot happening in the background, Van Gisbergen said to the media in Sydney. I'm not leaving because of this team. I love this team. And when I leave, I want to make sure there is someone here to replace me that's going to do a good job in the car. You don't want to leave the team with nothing scrambling to find someone. I want to leave the team in a good spot. Hopefully, the team has someone soon. And I have no illusion that those ovals are going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of time to learn. I don't have a plan. Hopefully, I'll work it out when I'm over there. I also saw other ones where he said he has got multiple offers out there. Like that was the first one I saw, and I didn't screen grab the other ones because I forgot to. But there was other ones that said he has multiple offers, and most of them are full time. So that begs the question of where does he go? Does he go? Does the number 10 for Stewart Haas Racing open up? Is he going to be the replacement for maybe Eric Almirola? There's been talk at Colleague that maybe AJ Allmendinger doesn't want to run the full Cup Series season anymore. Does he maybe slide in there at Colleague? We know that Austin Hill is most likely going to the 31. Does he slide over there in the 16 if AJ Allmendinger wants to retire? I don't know any of this stuff for sure. I'm just throwing out scenarios out there where he could slide into it. Rick Ware Rick Ware Racing seems like they're starting to get serious about it. Does he become Justin Haley's teammate over there at Rick Ware Racing? That's another scenario I could see. A lot of people are throwing out a Hendrick driver. Like Alex Bowman just signed an extension. A lot of people are talking, oh, he could replace Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman just re-upped, so I don't see him replacing Alex Bowman. I don't think he would replace anybody over there at Hendrick. Penske, could he replace somebody over there at Penske? I think they're pretty set with who they've got. I don't think Austin Cindric's going anywhere. So it just begs the question of where he would go if one of those teams, one of the major teams, of course, Trackhouse would have to be the leading one, but where would they get the charter from? Does 2311 expand and add him over there? 2311 has always talked about expanding. Does Martin Truex Jr. retire and he goes over there? If Martin Truex Jr. retires in the 19, so many moving parts. I think if Martin Truex Jr. retired, though, they would slide in somebody in the Toyota development program. So I don't know about that one, but I think 2311 would be a more likely landing spot. But once again, where does the charter come from? Does Ricky Stenhouse Jr. stay with JTG Doherty? Does JTG Doherty stay in the sport? They have said in the past that their charter is up for grabs, up to buy. So all kinds of moving parts there. But he has said that he's basically saying, I'm going to be in NASCAR in 2024 next year. So big news breaking today, and I wanted to cover that. All right, now let's get into the chat. I'm sure I'm super far behind as we speak. So let's see here. Oh, actually, no, I need to do the wow. Starting off really slow here. I need to do the actual preview, right? So in the last, let's see, 6 races since 2020, February of 2020, Richmond Preview. This is what we're here for, right? Anyway, Denny Hamlin has an average finish of 6.8, Martin Truex Jr. 5.0, Joey Logano 6.8, William Byron 14.2, Brad Keselowski. Oh, here we go. Messed that up. I was looking at the wrong thing. Average finish. Josh Berry at a 2.0 in one race. He's not in this one, so we're not counting him. Martin Truex Jr. with an average finish of 5.0 in the last 6 races. Christopher Bell, 5.7. Denny Hamlin, 6.8. So right there, and Tyler Reddick being on the pole, that should jump out at you. This is definitely a Toyota track. Joey Logano, 6.8. Kevin Harvick, 7.8. Chase Elliott, 8.8. 8.0. Kyle Larson, 8.8. Kyle Busch, 9.2. Alex Bowman, 9.7. And Brad Keselowski at 11 even. In your last 6 races, that's your best average finish. Your previous winners are Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and the person with the most top 5s, there are 3 of them. And once again, Bell, Truex Jr., Hamlin. So no big, just throw a blanket over the Toyota drivers here. They're going to be the favorite. Pick your favorite Toyota driver if you're going strictly by the numbers. We can take a look at laps led as well. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano shaking up the Toyota dominance here. William Byron, this is an interesting one, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. 239 laps led. Logano's 317, 323 for Truex, and 547 for Denny Hamlin. So Hamlin is once again probably going to be statistically your favorite here. Keselowski at 218, 129 for Blaney, 112 for Larson, 100 for Ross Chastain, 99 for Bell, 96 for Harvick, and everybody else is well below the 90s there. If you look at sort of the power ratings, Martin Truex Jr. is actually 1 point ahead of Truex. I'm looking at driveraverages.com, by the way. 1 point ahead, 114. Denny Hamlin, 113. Joey Logano, 109. Harvick, 105. C-Bell, 100. And then 99 for Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson at 97. 96 for Brad Keselowski, and 94 for Kyle Busch. William Byron and Ross Chastain are both in the 90s, as well as Alex Bowman at a clean 90.4 there. So there you go. So let's look at practice speeds. And if you looked at the average 20-lap practice speed, William Byron had the fastest. So basically on the long run, William Byron, and the big surprise here, Aric Almirola. So those are going to be my 2 picks here. I'm going to go against, obviously you got to pick Denny Hamlin. He's got to be statistically the favorite. I'm just going against the grain again. And I'm picking William Byron just for the sake of entertainment. I'm going to pick William Byron here with my wild card being Aric Almirola. But don't sleep on Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson. I feel like they've got pretty good speed as well. I just don't see them having the long run speed. But also, if you want to look at some guys with pretty decent statistics here, I didn't pull up the BetMGM thing, so I don't want to crash the deal. But those are going to be my picks, though. William Byron and Aric Almirola. All right, let's get into the chat because I'm super far behind. Let's see. I want to see John Force run just once in the SRX, says Couch Commander. That would be cool. He is a hothead and a dumb driver. Pretty simple. This is talking about Paul Tracey. By the way, it says Negative Squirrel. Nothing Paul Tracey did there warrants a suspension. I don't like him, but it's a witch hunt. Suspensions happen for acts that are egregious, dangerous, and intentionally done. This was not intentional. That's a fair point. And Jefferson Coaster says it was intentional B. So Jefferson Coaster saw it another way. He saw it as Paul Tracey intentionally wrecking everybody there. Oh, great. Upcoming, says E. Damon, West Coast too early. 50-50 chance I'll still be awake. It was a long night. So get some sleep, get some fluids in you, E. Damon. Recover. Good afternoon, my people, says Bumblebee. What's up, Bumblebee? Paul suspended for making Ken and Tony mad, constantly tearing up cars. I agree with him being suspended, says Shaw. So, yeah, that's my take on it. I don't want to really influence the poll, but that's my take on it. I think he, and most people have already voted this way anyway before me saying anything. But, yeah, I think Tony Stewart's just mad that he keeps tearing up cars. Shaw, what's up? T-Van, what's up? Let's see. RJ says, afternoon. I'm officially back from camp. What's up, RJ? Good to have you back. Let's see. Afternoon, I'm officially back from camp. Just right there. Ken Hatchett says, I remember back in the days when Tony Stewart wrecked dudes and acted like it was just racing. Stewart's the biggest crybaby in motorsports, says Ken Hatchett. He's definitely one of the most vocal. There's no doubt about it. Watching the Paul interview seems no remorse for what happened. So shift to blame, says Jefferson. So, yeah, Paul Tracey's never really had a whole lot of remorse. Sam Mayer is a winner at last, says Bumblebee. Yes, a great win for Sam Mayer. A lot of people were riding him pretty hard for not having a win. So good for him to finally get a win. And also another Cars Tour guy gets a win. So good for the late model community. Howdy from the Great White North. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? Tracy, this crazy Canucks. Who needs them, huh? Oh my, says Robin Marks. SRX only has so many cars. They can run out of cars. Yeah, it's basically run out of a super late model shop is who fixes them up. Fury Racing is an old super. I don't know if they still run super late models. I remember you could get a Fury racing chassis back in the day. I don't know if they still do super late models or pro late models, whatever they call them these days. But basically, it's run out of one of those shops, so not necessarily even as big as like a normal Cup garage would be. So probably hard to get it turned around if you wreck a bunch of cars. What did Paul Tracey do this time? He wrecked a bunch of cars, RJ. Hey, Bumblebee says, RJ, say Kyle, anything other than HMS or JGR seems to be in play for SVG. Who knows what will happen? Yeah, I think that's a fair point because you never know what's going to happen with the 38 over there at Front Row Motorsports either. So all kinds of places he could end up. So I think it's pretty wide open. It's going to be really interesting. That's going to be the next bombshell that drops in silly season. RJ says, Jefferson Coaster says he's driving reckless. Shaw says, RJ, same thing. He does every race, wrecks lots of cars. Paul is way too crazy behind the wheel of a race car, says RJ. Legacy is my guess for SVG. So Legacy is an interesting one. So would they go to a 3-car team or would they get rid of one of their drivers? That's definitely an interesting. Good point, Jamie Schweitzer. I hadn't even really thought about them because they have had such a terrible season this year. But, with the factory support next year, you would expect them to get much better. Although Eric Jones has been on a heater. I want SVG to end up in a Stuart Haas. I don't believe he'll be another Marcus Ambrose. My understanding is he is a quick learner. No reason why he can't learn the ovals, says Matt Hunter. He's also coming over here. I think he's coming over here at a younger age than Marcus Ambrose came over as well. So, and he's going to be in better equipment, most likely, is what I'm thinking. That's just my thought. Ken said he would no longer race with Paul on the track, says Shaw. If he comes back next week, then I'm not happy, says Jefferson. I want to see Ken race. Paul is a fool. So Ken Schrader gang out in full force. SVG could be a great hire on Marcus Ambrose. 2.0 will be fun to find out, says X-Dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take anything away from Marcus Ambrose. Marcus Ambrose was actually really good at Richmond and some short tracks too. He just wasn't in necessarily the best equipment of all time. So I think the Marcus Ambrose story is a little bit different if he races for a Roush or a Hendrick or somebody like that. So I want to throw that out there. I think Paul won't learn his lesson. He hasn't his entire career. He's going to keep driving aggressive. There's no doubt about that. Joshua Jenkins, what's up? Good to have you in here. If SRX runs out of cars, first, no, get a car, Paul. Not to get a car is Paul, in my opinion. There you go. So that's probably a good way of doing it. Whoever has the most incidents, this could be the first real life incident policy like they have on iRacing. Paul Tracey has the most incidents. So if they run out of cars, he's the first man out. Gilliland to Rick Ware Racing, says Matt Hunter. You never know. Rick Ware Racing seems to be more serious than they have been in the past. I really enjoyed seeing Mayer win yesterday, but was rooting for Kligerman. I didn't care either way, but Parker Kligerman winning would have been great too. To clinch, either way, what a race yesterday, says Kyle. Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. Parker Kligerman, definitely one of my favorite drivers. Just like the way he hasn't come from a whole lot, but he makes the most of all of his opportunities, and he's done a great job. I think he's a great driver. He's a pretty good analyst, too, like doing color and stuff like that. Schrader, a pit row guy. Schrader has been with SRX since the start. He was always testing cars with Strimmy. Yeah, for sure. So not a lot of people know. Good point, Mark Barnum. Not a lot of people know that. David Strimmy and Ken Schrader were two of the test pilots for these cars, test drivers, whatever you want to call them. So they're an instrumental part of the SRX program. Can Blaney make it through a race without some kind of problem? That's a good question, David Nyhoff, with that one. If he doesn't have any luck, it would be better than the luck he's had because all the luck he's had has been bad luck. So I will agree with you there. Truck race was one of the best races I've seen this year, says Shaw. I didn't get to see it. I've only seen the highlights. But great from a couple of people called me up and were like, oh, man, are you watching this? I was like, no, I'm busy doing something else. So a lot of people were super impressed with how Carson Hocevar was able to drive through the field. It showed how much tires mattered there at the end. Mark Barnum saying Denny sucks. Epileptic Bumblebee, they knew what they were getting into when they brought in Tracy. Facts. They brought him in there for controversy, and he has given them what they wanted, a little, I guess, too much. They didn't know exactly how much controversy they were getting there. So the SRX can blame themselves was the end of that statement there. So, yeah, I don't disagree with that. People know how Paul Tracey races. Take Paul out of the car and put Sam Hornish in that car for the rest of the races. Hey, I don't have anything against Paul Tracey, but I would like to see Sam Hornish come back and do some things. No doubt about it. Cool to see Mayer get his first Xfinity win, says Josh Jenkins. Well, didn't he wreck anyone today, says Ken Adams. Well, that's a good question. Will Denny wreck anyone? Will Denny get wrecked? Will Denny get roughed up by the Hendrick gang? That's going to be interesting to watch. Mark Barnum, I wonder what David Strimmy is doing nowadays. I think he's still test driving for the SRX, if I'm not mistaken. Bumblebee says, not saying he wasn't wrong, just saying they know his history. Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that. Denny Dirty Denny, the dork hamster, says William Wagaman. I love seeing Johnny Benson running SRX. So yeah, the cool thing about this is Johnny Benson is making an SRX start. So that's pretty cool. Bumblebee saying they dug their own hole, so to speak. That's a fact. RJ, he is still at SRX doing the. So yeah, I was right about that. Car testing before the races, says Mark Barnum. So he is still the test driver. I like to see Scott Riggs in the SRX, says RJ. I don't know if you're going to see that. He seems pretty heavily involved with his son Lane. In late models, and I think he might even help spot for him when he does the truck deals and stuff like that. So I think he's got a pretty busy schedule. But yeah, he would definitely be another good one to get in there and see what he can do. Epileptic Bumblebee, I'm all for it. Epileptic Bumblebee as Canuck, I've never liked Paul Tracey racing style. Agree, he has always been a butthole. Says Shah, almost you censored it out, and I almost didn't. I appreciate you there, Shah. Let's see. E. Damon says West Coast in there for a rare moment. Word to the bird, BB. Appreciate you there, E. Damon. Glad you can wake up. Hope you recover, brother. Let's see. Say Kyle. Oh, snap. I'm here for the WB predictions. Says Say Kyle. Truex will win. He's on a tear. Denny will have a problem today. Yeah, Truex has been on a heater too. So you can't. There's no absolutely no denying that. So yeah, just throw a blanket over the Toyotas if you want to go by the numbers. But like I said, I'm picking against the numbers just to make it more interesting. Truex will win. He's on the tear. I just read that one, I think. Denny will have a problem today, says Robin Marks. What up, Kyle and the guys? What's up, Dev Finch? Any prediction for last place, BB? Well, it's not going to be BJ McLeod. So I can predict it will not be BJ McLeod because he has got, I don't know if you guys know this, he's got his best starting position that he's ever had in a NASCAR Cup Series race. But let's go down the list and see statistically who this track has been unkind to. And Justin Haley and AJ Allmendinger with an average finish of 28 and 27 are bad. Noah Gragson with an average finish of 30th, super bad. BJ McLeod only at a 32 there, so he is actually within striking distance of those guys. But if you go down even further, do we have anybody? Nope. Looks like statistically you're going to pick BJ McLeod, but I think that car has got some speed today. So I'm actually going to go with either Noah Gragson or Justin Haley. The way Noah Gregson's season is going, I'm going to say he's the favorite here. And I hate to say this because I like Noah, but I'm picking Noah Gragson to finish last in this race. So there you go. We will break down all of it. This is the full pre-race. Tracy sucks, says Mark Barnum, Justin Coaster. People say Paul Tracey wouldn't come back to SRX, but he did. Now they suspended him because he door slammed a guy like non-existent and didn't put the brake and collected Kenny Schrader. RJ Bumblebee, I call Paul the wrecker. Well, it's nap time. Logano for the win today. Take a nap, E. Damon. Get yourself right, brother. Get ready for the race. He's got Logano in this one. Logano, like I said, you saw the numbers earlier. He's definitely got good numbers. We all suck, Mark. LOL, says Bumblebee. Hello, everyone. What's up, William? Hocevar won last night. Should I buzz over to Ryan Blaney's car? Says RJ, which Toyota is NASCAR going to let win today? Says William Wagaman. So William Wagaman thinks the Toyota fix is in. Carson is going to be strong in the playoffs. I feel bad for Allgaier yesterday. Biggest reason why I hate overtime. Yeah, it's one of those deals. It's one of those deals. It stinks. And probably on a road course, we've seen at the Chicago street course that probably a single file restart on road courses is probably a lot more fair. Byron will lead a lot of laps today. A late caution will happen for either Truex or Hamlin to take the win, says Joshua Jenkins. So there you go. That's a detailed pick of how it could happen, but we have seen a lot of late restarts, green-white checkers, take away the win from the who probably should have won the race, right? What do you call someone who falls asleep behind the wheel of a race car? Says RJ Bansma. Snooze control? I don't know. Can anyone help me with my NASCAR fantasy lineup? My drivers so far are Harvick, good pick there. Bowman, good pick. Busher, I don't know about him. Kyle Busch, that's a good pick. Ty Gibbs, solid pick. And Stenhouse. So let's look at Stenhouse and Busher here real quick. Let's see. Stenhouse has an average finish of 23.8. And Busher has an average finish of 20.2. He does have one win here. If you look at the practice times, Chris Busher has good long run speed, so I would leave Chris Busher. Ricky Stenhouse I would get off of, and I would throw in there Eric Almirola. I think he's going to be a strong pick there. So I would slide out Almirola for Stenhouse. But other than that, looks like a fairly solid lineup. I don't have any major problems with it there. Can anyone help me? I just read that one. RJ Bansma 68. What says Shaw? Xfinity to CW Network in 2025 will be a good thing. Yeah, most people will be able to get it for free. I have had some feedback where some people have never heard of the CW or they don't have it in their area, but most people will be able to watch it for free. A tired version of me says RJ. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of retaliation will happen to Hamlin today. Larson needs to show he will not be pushed around. No doubt about it. Kyle Larson needs to stick up for himself. If he gets anywhere near Denny Hamlin today, he needs to drive through him like he's not there. Not wreck him, just drive through him like he's not there. Take his groove away if he's in a certain groove or whatever. And this is a perfect track to do that because Richmond has multiple grooves. Up at the Bumblebee. If I were to own a home someday, I guess which famous family's home I would like to own, says RJ. Tony would make Paul Tracey buy his own car sideways, wrecking his own car too, says Philip. So yeah, Tony has driven aggressively too. Just hasn't had as many, I guess, wrecks as Paul Tracey. Blaney, Dillon, and Noah have had bad luck this year, without a question. A nap car, says William Wagaman. You make your own luck, in my opinion. Blaney has made a lot of really dumb mistakes at times. His pit crew has kind of held him back too. I don't disagree with what you're saying there, but a lot of that has been his pit crew has put him behind the eight ball, getting him racing around people maybe he wouldn't be racing around based on what he had done on the track. I know what says Shaw. William Wagaman, your surname makes me roll on the floor laughing. I don't know. I don't know what says Shaw. Dale Earnhardt's childhood homes. Hey, so there you go. I appreciate your cards and letters, says William Wagaman. Cool. William Wagaman, be lucky you ain't AI. I'll sleep with my blankie Borland. Al, I'll sleep with my blankie Borland, says RJ. Yuck, yuck. I am the tool man, says William Wagaman. I have a weird feeling Noah Gregson does well today. He could. He's my dark horse bet, says Shaw. I would lean toward Eric Jones, but I don't think Eric Jones has really great stats here either, but I don't know. Friendly reminder to hit the like button for BB. But yeah, I think Noah, he definitely has the ability to run good here. We've seen him run good here in the Xfinity Series. So yeah, if you want to hit the like button, it would be much appreciated. I'd love to see Heidi in the room, William Wagaman, as well as Tim. Oh dear, I forgot, says Shaw. I'd rather have Jill. Let's see. Which state has the best barbecue? Without a doubt, North Carolina. I like North Carolina style barbecue. If you're from Texas, you're going to say Texas. If you're from Tennessee, you're going to say Tennessee. And North Carolina style barbecue I like is East Coast North Carolina barbecue, not the western side of the state. I like the vinegar based. They think they have shifted into Earth 2 officially. BJ and Harrison Burton both outran the Penske in qualifying. Hey, so there you go. There you go. Earth 2 is becoming a thing, and I like it. Maybe Paul Tracey will get the 48 next year since he doesn't have a ride now, and the free agent is a free agent in the 2024 silly season. Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, every year in silly season, everybody's just like, get rid of Alex Bowman. Like, why? All the dude does is win. Like, I don't get it. Obviously hasn't won this year because he's been injured, but it is what it is. RJ, Alberta, of course, says Shaw. Let's see. Guess what they call will I tag a date? I don't know. I'm missing something here. We barbecue in the winter. We are dedicated, says Shaw. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I would like to see Paul Tracey in a dirt late model. Oh, that would be awesome. Ever barbecue in a snowstorm? I have. We've barbecued in a hurricane as well. Shaw, how crazy is Calgary? Does Ty Gibbs get his first win today? Predict Martin Truex Jr. Toyota car will win regardless today, says Buha. Yeah, I think Toyota without a doubt. I'm going contrarian just to make it more interesting. But yeah, Toyota without a doubt has to be your favorite at this track. They have dominated this track. Calgary is okay-ish. Definitely not Ty Gibbs, says Ryan Fussner. So one vote against Ty Gibbs in the Toyota game. I live in Medicine Hat. Shaw is traffic worse than Nashville's. Mad Hatters are the best, says Shaw. So there you go. Yeah, every once in a while you need somebody in there that's going to shake things up to make the race interesting. Who you got for the race today? I already picked William Byron, and my wild card is going to be Eric Almirola. Morning and afternoon, everybody, says one wise guy. I don't know, never been to Nashville. Nashville famous for their hot chicken, of course. We were talking about barbecue a minute ago. I got to watch the trucks later. I've been watching a national junior pool tourney for the last 4 days. Savannah, the road runner, kicked butt. Won 3 out of 5 divisions she was in. That's pretty cool. I'm going with Reddick over Stenhouse for my fantasy picks. I think that's better than having Almirola, in my opinion. Yeah, Reddick's definitely good. But what I was saying about that is I'm just picking not Toyota cars, because obviously Toyota cars are going to be your favorite. So there you go. Reddick definitely can get it done here. And actually, Bubba Wallace, if you look at, I know everybody's excited when I talk about Bubba Wallace, but if you actually look at the long run speeds in practice, where's my results here? Bubba Wallace was up there for long run speed too. Even 25 to 30 lap, he wasn't having a whole lot of fall off. So if that's indication of what 2311 has, Tyler Reddick is going to be in good shape as well. So like I'm saying, it's definitely a Toyota track. Keep SRX on ESPN Thursday night. Thunder is fun. I think it's good for our racing. I agree with you. I'm still shocked every truck that started the race actually finished the race last night. When was the last time that has happened, says Steven? I don't know. It's been a long time, though. Nashville's traffic is terrible early in the morning. When I drove through it at lunchtime, which I feel like would be when I went to Phoenix last year, I feel like would have been a pretty densely populated time. It was pretty bad, but it's not the worst I've necessarily ever seen, at least at lunchtime. But I couldn't tell you anything about the morning or the 5 o'clock rush hour traffic. But lunchtime, it was definitely dense, but not the worst I've ever seen. RJ Calgary is the same at 5 p.m. Bold prediction, Denny Hamlin finishes dead last today, says Jamie Schweitzer. It could happen, especially if somebody decides to pay him back. Nobody's going to wreck Denny Hamlin. It's just not going to happen. What I would like to see personally is Denny Hamlin pull the same move from last week on the 19 at the end of the race, and Martin Truex would be big mad. So there you go. From a storytelling perspective, Martin Truex called his move dirty, so that would definitely add to the storytelling aspect of it. There's no doubt about it. David Niall says Blaney can't help. He dropped a cylinder. I mean, that's fair too. But his car builders can, says David. Says Shaw. KC has the best barbecue. Yeah, so it's just going to be dependent on where your region is. RJ Bansma, Missouri does. Kansas City barbecue is the best. And of course, once again, you're all wrong. It's Eastern North Carolina vinegar-based style, but you can continue to argue and be wrong in the comments amongst yourselves. I'm joking. Barbecue gets serious, though. Like, it gets serious with some people, so somebody's going to take that seriously, I know. Matt Hunter, with the news of the Xfinity Series being the latest live sports property acquisition, CW now stands for Competitive World, says Matt Hunter. Yeah, so they got ACC football, or ACC sports, I should say, and now they've got the Xfinity Series. So they're doing the best they can to get live sports on there. Just tuned in. I was glad to see Paul Tracey was suspended from SRX. My pick today is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is another good one. I like to see Kyle Larson air bubble Hamlin into the wall and say he never touched him. Big donut around the 11. So, yeah, whoever runs into Denny Hamlin next time they run into him or whatever, they definitely need to say, I never touched him. So, because it's just getting hilarious at this point. And Steve Letarte and all the people defending Denny Hamlin because they're friends with him in the media is just showing how biased the media is. So that's why I say, like, I'll pull for Kyle Larson. I'll point out when I'm biased, but they don't. They act like they're unbiased, and they're definitely Denny Simps, a lot of them. Who's a better pick for a better finish today, Chase Elliott or Tyler Reddick, says Team Penske. Chase Elliott has had really good long run speed. I'm not going to go back to that, but Chase Elliott had good long run speed. Tyler Reddick did not show good long run speed, but his teammate did. So it makes me wonder if he had like a different package up underneath his car. But I'm going to pick Chase Elliott there because Chase Elliott has got to get a win. So I think Chase Elliott has more pressure to run better. So I'm going to go with Chase Elliott on this one, although it's a Toyota track. So it is what it is. Every time I see I'm just basing this off long run speed, and Elliott needs a better finish, more. Every time I see, so if you're doing the head-to-head, I'd pick Chase Elliott there, and I'll probably lose that one. I've never been good on the head-to-heads as far as for entertainment purposes only betting. Every time I see the Bowman hate, I just picture EB clenching her fist, says Kyle. and probably Danny B too. Tornado warning means time to barbecue. Hey, there you go. When will Ty Gibbs get a win? Either the second half of this year or sometime next year. He'll get one though. Bubba is getting that win today, says Jack 7-9. He's got good long run speed and he's good at short tracks. Like you can't sleep on the guy. He's definitely got a chance to get it done. This is a Toyota track, so not a lot of people talking about him. And typically, I feel like sometimes when not a lot of people are talking about a driver, that's when they reel off a win. So this could be the day he gets it done. Don't sleep on East Tennessee barbecue, says Ryan Fussner. Memphis barbecue is awesome too. Honestly, I like barbecue anywhere at any time, says Shaw. That's actually the boat that I'm in. I've never really had anybody's like if it's cooked wrong, obviously, but I've never had anybody's style of barbecue when it was cooked properly that I was like, oh, this is trash. I haven't. All barbecue is pretty much good. Let's see. I can never bring myself to pick Bubba for fantasy. He always seems to have a fast car, but somehow always finds a way to get frustrated and find his way. Yeah, so sometimes that is the case. He's sort of got the Ryan Blaney syndrome where he'll have a fast car, but doesn't necessarily always get the finishes that you would want to see with him. Since CW money is huge for Xfinity, hope that encourages full season by a single season sponsor and the same livery for every race, says Chrome Diesel. I'm pretty sure Xfinity will come back and sponsor him. Ryan Fussner, is Denny going to whine like he does, says RJ. SRX should be on at 8 o'clock Eastern. So, yeah, they definitely need to start it an hour late. An hour earlier. I was about to say an hour later. They need to start it at 10 p.m. No, they need to start it at 8 o'clock. I agree with that. That would definitely help the ratings. Hamlin will wreck himself and Chase Elliott out of the race today, says Shah. Stenhouse with a good run today. If my mind serves me right, he was strong last Richmond race before that flat. So there you go. Stenhouse might be good, but I'm just going by the numbers. So by the numbers, not necessarily a great pick there. Dinosaur Barbecue, Syracuse, New York, kicks butt, says James Waite. I'll have to check that one. I'll have to check that one out. I've never actually been to Syracuse. I've been to I've been to Times Square. I've been to Brooklyn, and what's that other? I've been to one other place in New York, but I have not been to Syracuse. Talk about which I want to talk about, but the drama. Denny and Ross Springs is good for the sport. I don't disagree with you, Boo. And look. If you look at my videos that do well, it's always people say they hate the drama, but my videos that do better than my normal videos are videos that have some type of drama in them. So it is what it is, like moths to a candle or a flame or whatever. But yeah, I do agree with you there, Boo. So I mean, I agree with you that yeah, it's definitely. Let me finish your thing, and that way my comment will make sense. Talk what y'all want to talk about the drama. Denny and Ross are good for the sport, in my opinion. Do you agree or disagree? I do agree. I should have read the whole thing before I jumped in. So I do agree with you. It is good for the sport from the storytelling perspective because some people are not going to – if the overall growth of the sport, some people, the core fans are there to watch the racing on the track. But you're going to attract more people when you get the personalities and the drama and the conflict out there that these drivers are going through with each other. That's going to attract more people because more people are attracted to a good story than will ever be attracted to watching their favorite driver win on the racetrack. As is proof by the Drive to Survive on Netflix, making F1 as popular as it is, because the F1 racing product on track is not great. People worrying about barbecue, and I'm over here Gator tail. A barbecued gator tail is better than everything. LOL, says Say Kyle. The gator tail would be so much better if you put barbecue on it, though, say Kyle. So think about that. Elite, what's up, man? Good to see you on here. Let's see. RJ, I agree with you on the NC barbecue. I appreciate you there, RJ. I don't know what CW is. First, I have heard of CW. First time I've heard of CW. Yeah, so it's just a regular over the air, like if you have an antenna type channel that you can get, but apparently a lot of people have not heard of it. More people than I thought. I will be biased. So the races will be free is the point. And they do have a streaming app. So if you want to watch it for free on streaming, you will be able to watch it for free on streaming, according to what everybody was saying in the chat. I will be biased. Pennsylvania barbecue is the best, says Chrome Diesel. I didn't even know Pennsylvania barbecue was a thing. I'm surprised nobody said Hawaiian barbecue. Hawaiian barbecue is very similar to Eastern North Carolina barbecue, where you cook the pig in the ground, vinegar based. I'm picking Martin again for today, says one wise guy. That's definitely a good pick. Mexican barbecue is the best, says Mark Barnum. I've never had Mexican barbecue. Latart made me sick yesterday. Flat out lying, saying Hamlin admitted he never admitted he hit at the 5. So Steve Latart was definitely in full scent mode yesterday, saying Hamlin never made contact. I agree with that. The SRX suspension makes the series feel more important. I think that makes it feel more like a real racing series and not an exhibition racing series. I think you're onto something. Excuse me. I think you are onto something with that. They're taking it more seriously. You can't just go out there and have fun and wreck people like it's Mario Kart or something like that. So it does add legitimacy, and that's going to add some more seriousness to it. I agree with you there, Boo. I wonder if they barbecue in Europe. Slightly off topic. I'm 100%. I know. I know like Korean barbecue was like a real big thing down there at one point. I think it's just a different type of barbecue. Not sure what peri peri chicken is, but I'm pretty sure peri peri chicken is pretty similar to barbecue as well. And I know that's pretty big down there too, because they've got a restaurant solely dedicated to peri peri chicken. I bought my barbecue recipes from North Carolina to South Mississippi, and people love it, says David. Yeah, it's just a really good style of barbecue. And look, I was joking earlier, but Eastern North Carolina style barbecue is really good. So if you've never had it, definitely go to a place that's renowned for it and check it out, because I think you'll like it. Who will likely see their first Cup win, Brad Kay or Ty Gibbs? I think Brad Kay gets it done first, but Ty Gibbs, you can't count him out. So it's flip a coin, but I'm going with Brad Kay basically as an emotional pick, because I want to see Brad Keselowski get a win for RFK since he became owner. I think it's been since Tony Stewart that we've seen a guy that owns a piece of the team, a significant piece of the team, win the race. Tops on my wish list is Joey and Denny taking each other out. I enjoy seeing two antagonists go at it. Otherwise, I think today's winner will be one of the 2311 guys, Ty Gibbs, for the dark horse. I like the dark horse pick, and I like 2311 because most people are talking about the other Toyotas. They're talking about Denny Hamlin or Martin Truex Jr. And to some extent Christopher Bell, but nobody's talking about the 2311 guys, even though one of them is on the pole. So I do like the 2311 pick, and I like Ty Gibbs, even though he is Joe Gibbs, because not a lot of people are talking about him either. A lot of times when nobody's talking about you, like I was mentioning earlier, that's when a guy will get a win, whether he takes it as disrespect that he's not being talked about or whatever. I have to agree with you. Their Crown Diesel, says William Wagaman. Bowman will wreck Denny. Noah for the win. What do you think of the truck series last night? First time without a bunch of wrecks. I think it was great. I think that's the way it should be. And hopefully they take they realize that going forward. The drivers I'm talking about, Chrome Diesel, I threw you a follow on X. Says Bumblebee, formerly Twitter, now X. Would love one back, says Bumblebee. Truck series schedule sucks as much as Denny sucks, says Mark Barnum. I love barbecue too, but I don't sleep on the old crock pot. Love mine. Haha. I'm old soul, says Booha. Booba. Sorry, Booba. Elite says, it'll be funny if this race comes down to Larson and Denny at the end. Knowing Larson, I don't think he'll do anything, but I hope he surprises me and actually does. I'm with you, Elite. I think he needs to stand up for himself, even if it's not for the race win. He needs to. If he gets around him, don't go out there hunting him down. But if they get around each other and they're racing each other, he just needs to drive through Denny Hamlin like he doesn't. Don't wreck him. Don't put it. Don't completely kill his car, but just drive through him like he's not there. Make him lift like he should have lifted. Just give it back to him. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Because otherwise, people are just going to drive over top of Kyle Larson. BB, we can't say tweeting anymore. We're Xing, so there you go. We're Xing. Xing. If you do it phonetically, kissing. So there you go. So kissing. So technically, if you do it phonetically, it's kissing. We're not tweeting anymore. We're kissing. Let's see here. Gator is good. Period. Says Bumblebee. I like to cut it in chunks and fry it and with some Cajun on it. So I like Cajun Gator. EB is absolutely right. It's the best. Only way is either blackened. There you go. Blackened Cajun or fried on Gator tail. Says say Kyle. So yeah, I was joking about the barbecue earlier, but yeah, blackened Cajun gator tail is the best. Beaver tail is the best. the hairier, the better. Says Shy. I'm not going to touch that one. Willie, read it. Rolling on the floor, laughing, says Shy. I did read it, but I'm not going to go any further with it. But I see what you did there, my friend. What do you call someone who shouldn't be behind the wheel of a race car? Me when I'm tired, says RJ. Let's see. Hit those happy birthday wishes for Elite. Yeah, happy birthday, Elite, man. Let's see here. Sha, who eats who eats beaver tail, says RJ. Oh boy, you'd be surprised. A lot of dudes. Chat has officially, a lot of chicks too, has officially gone to hell. So there you go. That's the last we're talking about beaver tail. It's Sunday. This is a family channel sometimes, and yeah. So we're gonna move on. Who do you know that they make New Jersey barbecue is out of roadkill, says William Wagman. So there you go. Jersey State, dirty Jersey, keeping it dirty. You never heard, not going to read that one, Shaw. I'm getting off of that particular topic. James Wade, I was never a 3 Senior fan. Bodine is why, but Dale Senior made NASCAR huge. I was very upset when he passed. NASCAR needs drivers mad at each other. Yeah, he stirred the pot. He kept the story going. The good thing about Dale Senior was you either pulled for him or you pulled against him. There was no in between. There were literally, you were a Bodine fan, but there were literally NASCAR fans out there that would pull for anybody but Earnhardt. And that's what I said. There were a lot of Denny Hamlin fans that were upset this entire week, and their guy won the race. I was like, you need to take a page out of the Dale Earnhardt fans' books. Your guy won the race. If anybody complains about how he won the race, then just laugh at him and enjoy your win. Don't defend your driver. Just laugh at him for being mad. That's the way to handle this situation, in my opinion. I'll see here. We got a super chat. Booba, I appreciate you there. A little something for what you do. It takes a lot of skill to read these comments fast and comment on them. I appreciate you, man. I do my best. I can't spell, but at least I can read. So most of the time, I should say, when my eyes are working. BB, what I meant for Xfinity teams with CW deal, I hope they could make it teams run the same livery all season. What can restore the driver's brand identity when it comes to a sponsor? So yeah, that's F1 is actually light years ahead as far as that goes. F1 has a certain color scheme on all their cars. They pick the color scheme, and then if they have a big enough sponsor, they will work that sponsor into the color scheme. But for the most part, they have a color scheme. Like McLaren is always going to be orange, and if you sponsor McLaren, your logo is just going to be black or something that complements that orange, and that's what you're going on there. That's something that NASCAR could do going forward. Like if Roush Fenway Keselowski wants to be the green and silver car, then whoever sponsors them, if they don't give them enough money, they're just going to be a black logo on that green and silver car. Something like that. So you get used to seeing the same thing over and over again. That's the whole reason why when the 43 STP runs, everybody gets so excited because you're like, finally, that's what the 43 should look like. Or when they run an all petty blue 43, people are like, yes, that's what the 43 should look like. Take notes and pay attention there, Legacy Motorsports. I know you're in love with the black and gold. My favorite color combination, personally, the John Player F1 cars looked amazing back in the day. Smokey Unit. I'm not hating on the black and gold, but if you're running that 43, it needs to be more petty blue on it all the time. Just going to throw that out there. Let's see. You skipped over my question, says Matt Hunter. And then he says, never mind. Did I read it or did I really skip over it? Hopefully I read it, but if I didn't, just type it again and I'll get to it. I live in Vidalia, RJ, about 2.5 hours from Riverdale. So there you go, Vidalia, Georgia. Isn't there a song about Vidalia onions or something like that? Sammy Kershaw, maybe. Not throwing shade at Bowman, but he's going to have to run with Denny to wreck him unless Denny gets a pit road penalty and has come from the back. 48 speed just hasn't been there recently, says Say Kyle. So yeah, and a lot of people have said he hasn't been the same since he's come back from the wreck. So I don't know. I think Alex Bowman will bounce back. I think he's a pretty good driver. Bumblebee, I live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's an hour outside of Nashville. So there you go. Brickyard says, can you imagine the fallout if Tracy raced and Schrader quit? Oh, that would be crazy too. I'm here for it either way. Either way, it's drama, right? Paul Tracey has created a storyline, so that's good for the SRX series, no matter what. Booba says, also, I want to say I was a heartbroke. Had a parlay. Allgaier and Majeski had Martin Truex Jr. to win. Both led most of the races yesterday. Y'all, man, you were all over it. You were super close. Yep, I feel your pain, man. I know what you're going through. Never met a rib. I didn't like, says Brickyard Brickhead. Yeah, ribs are without a doubt bomb.com. Let's see. Chrome Diesel followed you back. Bumblebee. Mind if I roast Paul Tracey? Says RJ. I'm cooking a pizza on my smoker today. Hey, there you go. Pizza on the smoker. That's actually something I haven't experienced, but I like all pizza, so I'm sure it will be good. We know it's going to be good if Bumblebee's cooking it. Let's see. Jamie Schweitzer says, who will replace Kevin Harvick, the NASCAR Ironman, most continuous Cup starts in a row once Harvick retires? Really early in their career. But I think the person that gets there is actually going to be Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs is going to set a lot of records because I think Ty Gibbs, the only thing he's ever wanted to do in life is race. So I think Ty Gibbs is going to race for a long time. So I would say actually Ty Gibbs. I think he's going to be one of the few drivers that stays around after he's 40 and continues to race. That's my call on him. It'll be Heim's time when Denny's done. I think so too. I think you're on the money there, Matt Hunter. Corey will win next year's truck title. My championship pick for 23 is Grant Enfinger. I like Grant Enfinger, so I like your pick there. But yeah, you're on the money with Corey Heim. He's definitely whenever Denny gets done, I think that's going to be who they put in there. I think when Martin Truex gets done, they're putting in Sammy Smith. So I think Sammy Smith is going to be the next man in the 19. Or if they bring back the 18, he'll drive the 18. So much for Dinger running Xfinity. Didn't turn out too well for him, says Napa Racing fan. Yeah, so unfortunate that it happened, but at least he tried. My bad, sent prior to the ban, LOL, says say Kyle. Oh, you're good, brother. Bumblebee, you're making me hungry, says RJ. While we have a barbecue debate, how about we start a crawfish debate? I'm not super familiar with crawfish's game. I've had it before, but I just throw some Old Bay and Cajun on it. That's pretty much all the cooking I know how to do on that. Thanks. Birthday was yesterday. It was a good one. All right. That's good, man. Glad you recovered. Yeah, definitely good. Always good when you have a birthday because it means you made it another year. Brickyard Brickhead, barbecue beef or barbecue pork. Both are good with adult beverages, says Brickyard Brickhead. Oh, without a doubt. Crawfish is channel catfish bait, says Mark Barnum. I mean, so yeah, if I'm picking over the two, I'm going catfish without a doubt over crawfish. Earnhardt fans are still the best. You couldn't rattle them. I would know I was one. Rest in peace, Dale, for sure. I am and always will be a Dale Senior fan. He was my hero, says Shy. I think a lot of people are in that boat. EB was a senior fan, but never a junior fan. I'm in that boat. I went from Dale Senior to Kevin Harvick. I didn't pull against Dale Jr., obviously, but I felt like Kevin Harvick was going to need more support because he didn't have the right last name. And luckily, he ended up being good, which I thought he would. But that's just so much pressure to step into the car that Senior used to drive. Like it was, I don't know. I went with Kevin Harvick when the thing happened, and then it is what it is. But Dale Jr., he had plenty of fans, like I knew he would. So luckily, it worked out for both dudes. Hey, BB, what's your favorite Hostess products? Ding dongs or ho-hos? I like ho-hos. So it is what it is. But actually, technically, I like the Twinkies better. Twinkies, if you've ever seen Ghostbusters, Twinkies will always have the original Ghostbusters. Twinkies will always have a special place in your heart simply for the Twinkie theory. And you remember when they almost got rid of Twinkies. Thank goodness they didn't kill off the Twinkie. But yeah, I'll go Twinkies. Second would be ho-hos. Ding dongs are solid though. You can't hate on them. Let's see here. There you go. Did you get all the sound bites you wanted there? Let's see. Remember when Dale gave drivers nicknames, says RJ? For sure. He was all about giving the younger drivers a hard time. Oops, Cap. Sorry, says Shaw. Oh, you're good, Shaw. Vidalia by Sammy Kershaw. Yes, BB. So there you go. I'm passionate about Senior, says Shaw. Ain't no doubt about that. That's fine, man. Yes, I do, RJ. I agree. Need to be petty blue. Hey, there you go. I forgot I even made that rant a minute ago. Who knew I would get so upset about the 43 being the wrong color? But you had to hear it today. My apologies. Who will finish higher, Bowman or I'm going to go with Bowman because I don't know who the or is. Then we can put Denny's car in pink. Headlighted Bumblebee, 48 Rusty Rubberhead Wallace. For sure. Busher. Oh, so on that one, man, that's a tough one. If you're going strictly by the numbers, I would go Bowman. If you're going by practice speeds, I would go Busher because Busher has good long run speed. So flip a coin, but I'll go with Christopher Busher based on long run speed. I became a Ryan Newman fan after Senior died. Then Alex Bowman. So there you go. So at least it was cool when Ryan went to the 31 for RCR, so it came full circle for you that way. Dale Senior, the Kyle Busch was the Kyle Busch for me, says Shy. Yeah, very similar as far as how fans feel about him. kind of a different personality, but definitely both really good on the racetrack. There's no doubt about it. Both generational talents. I still remember those Gillette ads with Newman. Dude, the old Young Guns Gillette ads. If you haven't seen them, Google them. Ryan Blaney was Iron Man, says James Waite. For sure. BB Rumor has it. EB's mashed potatoes have to be cut with a knife, says Mark Barnum. We've got some heat in the chat here. I agree. Ty Gibbs is going to win a lot of races before he is done, says Perry Earl. Yeah, he's going to be there for a long time. Wrong answer. Joey Logano will have the longest consecutive starts, says Jamie Schweitzer. Oh, yeah, for sure. He's going to be there too, but I think Ty Gibbs has the chance to break it. Ty Gibbs has the chance to have a Richard Petty-like career. Richard Petty drove for his dad. Ty Gibbs is driving for his grandfather. Barring something crazy happening and JGR folding, I think Ty Gibbs, just for longevity alone, he's always going to be in a good car, and I think he loves racing enough that he'll do it past his 40s. I think Ty Gibbs has a chance to break a lot of records. So that's why I say Ty Gibbs there. I don't disagree with you, though. I think Joey Logano will eventually break it, but I think eventually Ty Gibbs is going to be the guy that holds that record for a long, long time. Crawfish is good, but too much work. Almost the same issue with pistachios, to say Kyle not Cal. Well put. I enjoy both, but I also do not like putting that much work in for that little reward. My dream is for Martin Truex Jr. to win the championship this year, walk away. That would be really cool. I'd love to watch him for more years, but that's the way to go out. I feel the same way about any of those guys in that situation, like Martin Truex Jr., any of the guys in their 40s. Kevin Harvick's obviously retiring anyway. But Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin. If Denny Hamlin won the championship this year, call it a career. Just quit. Just like leave. Like walk off. It's the best way to walk off is with the championship. Same thing with Martin Truex Jr. It would be his second championship and just walk off. I don't know if you saw Trucks, but the 98's crew chief decided to leave him out. Yeah. The 48 pitted, or the 42 pitted and won. Bad call for Majeski. He had the race won practically. Yep, it is what it is. That's the way it goes sometimes. Ty Majeski, hell of a race car driver. Hate that it went that way, but all credit to Hocevar, who took those tires and had to come all the way through the field. He drove his butt off to do that. So that's the way it goes. You're either a hero or a zero as a crew chief. And if that had worked out for Majeski, strategy-wise, obviously we would be calling his crew chief a hero. So it's just he made a call. It didn't work out for him. I never want to say, he made a bad call. He just made a call that didn't work out. Austin Dillon, Iron Man, he could. Yeah, Austin Dillon's another one that could go there. I don't know if Austin Dillon is going to race well past his 40s. I could see him getting more interested in something else and switching to it, like being the owner of RCR or something like that. So I could see his just because he's done the reality TV shows and stuff like that. I could see him as a guy that gets interested in something else and then moving on and putting somebody else in the 3-car. Little Debbie is greater than Hostess, says say Kyle not Cow. I can't even tell you who makes what. I just know they're both good. Twinkies and King's Dons, says Shaw, or Ding Dongs maybe. So I don't know. Am I the only one that noticed the Xfinity race yesterday? The back half of the field were trying to catch up every time they take the green flag. That was a little uncalled for. Yeah, so maybe they need to work on their organization as far as that goes. But yeah, I don't disagree with you. Let's see here. Too bad I'm trucking today while the Cup race is going on, wrapping up a 6-day trip between Nebraska to Maryland. Oh, that's a haul right there, Chrome Diesel. Let's see. Tasty Cakes, says William Wagman. Yeah, Tasty Cakes are have their own fan club. Zebra Cakes. I guess out of all of those, Zebra Cakes actually taste the best. The poor man's version of the Christmas tree cake, but Zebra Cakes are really good too. But I would still say just on from the Ghostbusters movie, Twinkies without a doubt. I doubt we see the Petty Blue come back regularly unless it's a Darlington throwback. King Richard is involved. Yeah, he's sort of he's kind of like a mascot at this point, but they call him something else, like a consultant. They call him a consultant, but he's kind of like the mascot. Richard is involved with that team about as much as I am, says say Kyle. Denny Hamlin needs the Laughing Crown malt liquor paint job from Talladega Nights. So there you go. It would be interesting if somebody actually ran that one. So I see what you're doing there. Be careful, Chrome Diesel. Godspeed, says William Wagaman. The only beef I have involves burgers, says RJ. Some fans will probably call this race boring once it's over. I don't think Richmond is boring, but it's not the action track that it proclaims itself to be. It's more strategic now. Yeah, it used to be the action track. So to be fair, when they made that, they were having really good finishes, and then they stopped doing what made it good. So it is what it is, and the cars kept changing. Petty driving for his dad, and people love him. But Ty runs for his grandfather, and people call him spoiled and blah blah blah. Why? Because he races hard sometimes. Yeah, it's like I've made that point several times. It's always funny which drivers like you got Ty Gibbs, you got Austin Dillon, you got guys like that people complain about, and then you got guys like Dale Jr. that people love. Chase Elliott that people love. You have these legacy drivers, and it's just funny which way it goes. People either love them and say they're the greatest thing since all time, and then there's the other side of it. Sometimes people just hate them and like, oh, Silver Spoon. Like they never make an argument past Silver Spoon. Like, oh, Silver Spoon. Anytime they do something wrong, oh yeah, that's old Silver Spoon doing that. Which is funny about that. Kevin Harvick started that nonsense, and people are always like, yeah, Austin Dillon, Silver Spoon. When Kevin Harvick said that, he was talking about Ty Dillon. He called Ty Dillon Silver Spoon. So and it was in the truck series. So it is what it is. Has the time come for a day of practice? Seems teams need to rubber down to get good reads of the track, says Brickyard Brickhead. That's not to be underestimated. So back in the day, you would have enough practice to put rubber on the track, and that would make the track race better. So that's a really good point there, Brickyard. And obviously, they need to bring a full practice back like they had back in the day. Let's see here. Somebody wants an Iron Man poll. We'll put Logano in there. Gibbs. Add option. Put Dillon in there. Let's see who's another young driver that probably just getting started. It's probably going to be here for a long time. We got Logano in there already. Let's see. I don't know what the fourth option will be. Let's see. I'll put Bell in there. See Bell. Ask the community. All right, so there you go. Next, NASCAR Ironman, Logano, Gibbs, Dillon, or Bell. Austin Dillon, of course, not Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon has already missed some races. Let's see. Ken Adams. I'm just going to pick up here. Great idea for the Ironman poll. Nothing against Richmond. I just want track variety. Yeah, I think all tracks except Daytona and Talladega should have one race. And I will die on the hill. Charlotte being the exception because they've got the Roval. So 2 races at Charlotte, but one of them is the Roval. Hope Road America can return to Cup eventually. It needs to, because if you look at how NASCAR is spread out, there is hardly any Midwest races, and they need some more Midwest. They need more specific Northwest and Midwest love. Ty Dillon should go back down to the Truck Series and drive for KVM. Let's see. Thanks, William Wagaman. If y'all wonder what I'm hauling, it's Smithfield's Products, aka Eric Amarola's sponsor. So there we go. Chrome Diesel's the bacon man this week. What's up? Give me some bacon, man. Road America should have a cup race. Says William Wagman. I agree with you. Try Kinder's wood fire garlic on pork, ribs, and chicken. It's my go-to, says one wise guy. So there you go. Kinder's, check them out. I have tried Kinder's before, and I can confirm it is good stuff. I haven't necessarily tried the wood fire garlic, but I've tried other variations of stuff they got, and they do a good job with all their products. Joey will be on a tow truck today. He needs to learn some manners, says Robin Marks. I eat pork sausage every week, says William Wagaman. If Austin Dillon didn't miss a week after trying to demolish the Daytona catch fence, it's going to take an all-time bad wreck for him to sit out. Ironman definitely in play, says Say Kyle. Yeah, I like your pick there. I hadn't even really thought about him, but because you don't even realize how long he's actually already been in Cup. But he definitely has to be one of those there. I kind of wanted to put Tyler Reddick in there too, but I don't know. I didn't know. Choose the cone before the final turn at Road America was dumb, says Napa Racing fan. Nutty Buddies are the best ever. I don't care what anyone says. Nutty Buddies are the bomb. But that's ice cream. I was talking about like little snack cakes or whatever. Yeah, they shouldn't have a choose cone at road courses. I agree with that. They shouldn't even have double file restarts at road courses. We saw how much better the Chicago race was because we didn't have double file restarts. Maybe King Don's are a Canadian thing, chocolate cupcake filled with cream. I don't know if they're a Canadian thing. I just don't know about them. So it just might be something I'm ignorant about. Enjoy the race, everyone. Eat more barbecue, says William Wagaman. Bear Claws with Bear Claws with bomb.com. Pretty high up there for me. I mean, honey buns. Everybody makes a good honey bun. Petty is 86. It's good. He's still standing up, says Robin Marks. Not just standing up, but he's out there like in great shape and moving around good. Like he's a natural wonder of the NASCAR world. Richmond is the inaction track, the only short track that can bore you like a mile and a half in 2016. Rudd will always be the Iron Man. If you tape your eyes open to race, you're dedicated, says Steve Van. Oh, no doubt about it. That is the most iconic, one of the most iconic pictures in all of NASCAR is the Ricky Rudd taping his eyes open. Richmond seems like a chess match. And ironically, he was really good at Richmond, by the way. Like a chess match to me, not for everyone. But I'm an armchair crew chief, says Shaw. Let's be real. Anyone in Cup, maybe other than Bill, at this point has a silver spoon from somewhere. There's a reason you're not picking me for the win this weekend. Say Kyle. I don't know. I feel like Kyle Larson's definitely not silver spoon. There's a few of them. Josh Berry is going to be one of them. Christopher Bell. I don't know his deal. Eric Jones is definitely not silver spoon. There's a few of them out there. I would have to comb through and be like who for sure has actually really worked on a race car. What do you call someone who's sunburnt appealing? Says RJ. James Waite says Ryan Blaney. Fourth option, John Hunter. John Hunter and Ryan Blaney would have been good picks. I totally predicted the truck race last night as laps wound down. And when one guy would catch the other guy, no spoilers, LOL, says Shaw. I would have put Ryan Blaney before Bell or Iron Man Pole. I definitely could have put Ryan Blaney there. I didn't think about him. I've only got, if I had more options, I would put 8 or 12 on there. Like I just don't have that many options. Ryan Blaney was the Iron Man. They only give me 4 options on the poll questions, just so you know. Logano's winning with 52%. Ryan Blaney, Iron Man. Try Grippo's barbecue seasoning, says Brickyard. Ozzy Osbourne is Iron Man. Let's see. I would never call Petty a mascot. He is a figurehead. Figurehead is what I was going for. I couldn't think of the word. Appreciate you there, Dylan Brown. Figurehead is actually the word I was looking for. I don't know why mascot was stuck in my head. Or a front man, but not a mascot. I appreciate you there, Dylan Brown. You found the word I was looking for. I was sitting there stumped with it. 100% accurate. I should not have used mascot, but I was looking for figurehead. My grandma calls Richard Petty skinny little runt. Where did she get that from? I don't know. They called him Squirrel back in the day. Let's see. Squirrel Jr. and Squirrel Sr. were on the cars. What does the CW deal mean for Xfinity Series long term? Never thought rumors of Amazon would lead to CW out of all channels. I think CW long term is good because more people can watch it for free than have ever been able to watch it before. Meat Church Seasoning is pretty good as well. Terry Labonte is Iron Man. He was definitely one of them. We've had multiple Iron Mans in NASCAR. Iron Men, Iron Mans. Xfinity Series will be on CW starting in 2025. Now for Cup to be on regular TV all season, at least for Fox portion. Yes, they have sucked, but they are returning. Whether like it or not, says Napa Racing Fan. Rudd and Harvick had a fight after the Richmond race, says Ken Adams. Yep, that's for sure. Xfinity is better than Cup. They still race old style cars. Yeah, that's part of it too. Tony Stewart's nickname for Joey is Spoon, as in Silver Spoon, says Jamie Schweitzer. Anyone else picturing an NBA style Richard Petty mascot costume? LOL. Say Kyle saying that one. So funny enough, the Toyota drivers have actual mascots. There is a Martin Truex Jr. mascot. This is if you're a super collector, there is a Kyle Busch mascot out there somewhere with the M&M suit. That is the ultimate collectible. Get the suit, get the head, but also they've got Denny Hamlin and they've got Christopher Bell. I'm pretty sure Tyler Reddick is coming soon. But yeah, there actually are NASCAR mascots out there. So yeah, a Richard Petty mascot and a Dale Earnhardt Sr. mascot probably wouldn't be the worst idea because they have a little kid zone at most of the racetracks. It would be cool to have those over there at the kid zone. It would be kind of like the Funko Pops, right? So those are pretty popular. So if you could see a real life Funko Pop, I think a lot of kids would enjoy that. IndyCar ran at Richmond. In my opinion, that takes it off the short track list, says Brickyard Brickhead. Petty Blue is king, just like the man himself, says Joshua Jenkins. Thoughts on Clint reading the track on SRX, says One Wise Guy. I like what he was doing. He was using the apron to get the car to turn, and I thought that was legit one of the smartest things out there. Obviously, his car still wasn't fast enough to catch Kyle Busch, but he did everything to maximize what his car had in it. And it showed you why Clint Boyer was a really, really good race car driver, probably one of the most underrated race car drivers of all time, because a lot of people now hate him because of his commentary in the Fox booth. But as a race car driver, I think he actually is kind of underrated. I didn't mind Peeps using the silver spoon as long as the talent backs it up. Only a fool ignores an advantage. I agree with you. Ty Dillon, are you listening? Says Shaw. I agree with you. If my grandpa or dad said, "Do you want to drive a race car?" You better believe I'm jumping in it, and I'm not worrying about what anybody's going to say about it. If anyone was wondering, Richmond for Cup is on USA Today because NBC has Premier League soccer and swimming, says NASCAR fan. Richard Petty, not a mascot. He is an icon, says Joshua Jenkins. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disrespecting Richard Petty. Let's calm down, like right there. I'm obviously a Richard Petty fan. I picked the wrong word. Let's chill out. Seriously, Ken Schrader is still racing. That's Iron Man, still on dirt, like 80 races a year. Shaw says Ken rocks. Isn't Austin Cindric a silver spoon? Yeah, there's a lot of silver spoons out there. Clint will always be my driver, says One Wise Guy. I agree, James. What's Ken Schrader is writing the Iron Man book. Yeah, so different kinds of Iron Mans for sure. Clint's call on Larson's Daytona 500 crash was Hall of Fame level bad, but other than that, I don't mind him. He plays the clown, but you know that's Fox's request. He's solid otherwise. For sure. He's definitely playing a character. He's definitely different in real life. Schrader, old school racer, still wheeling it, says Joshua Jenkins. Yeah, without a doubt, dude. Like Ken Schrader, he does not get enough credit for as many races as he runs, especially at the age he is. And he's been doing this his entire life, even when he was in Cup. Ken Schrader, an all-timer, without a doubt. So different kind of Iron Man, in my opinion. Red Farmer is another one. Red Farmer probably has to be the ultimate Iron Man. He has to get a step stool to get into his race car. Like Red Farmer, probably as far as Iron Man goes, Red Farmer has got to be the ultimate Iron Man. Let's see. Says Napa Race fan. Regarding Silver Spoon, Ty Gibbs running like a jerk makes me mad. Yes, talented, but I hate him. So there you go. Some of it does have to do with driving style and how they react when they wreck people. Everybody's going to wreck people at some point. So yeah, for sure. My favorite sport mod driver, Mark Barnum, dropping the link there. Sorry, BB, if I struck a nerve with the Iron Man comment. Definitely created comments at least. Oh, no, you didn't strike a nerve at all. You're good. I misspoke and called Richard Petty a mascot when I was trying to think of the word figurehead, and that is set some people off thinking I've disrespected Richard Petty, which is the last thing I would do. So that was that. Who's your pick for the for our first? I can't read it. This stupid heart button is in the way. Let's see. Who's your pick for first out today? So first out, I was going with Noah Gragson, and it hurts me to say that because I like Noah Gragson, but I was looking at the statistics, and it's either going to be BJ McLeod or Noah Gragson, so I'm going at Noah Gragson there. Gibbs has calmed down in Cup compared to how he was in Xfinity. I agree with that 100%. Is NASCAR telling Noah and Ty to chill until Denny and Larson have run their course? It could be. It could be. You never know. I don't get the sense that we have this in common. We don't really dislike any drivers, past or present. Over time, you get to admire most, if not all. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like back in the day when I was younger, I definitely hated drivers. Anybody that was costing Dale Earnhardt Sr. championships. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon, go down the list. I hated them with a passion. But as I got older, I realized, and Dan Patrick was talking about something at one time, and he was talking about two tennis players, I think, and I can't remember what it was, but he was talking about he pulled for one and he pulled against the other, and because he pulled for one, he missed the greatness. I literally missed the greatness of Dale Jarrett and the greatness of Jeff Gordon because I was so entrenched in being an Earnhardt fan. So as I got older, I was able to, even though I pull for a guy, I can look at another guy and be like, dang, what he's doing is pretty special right now. So that's where I'm at with the sport. A lot of people from time to time, because they pull for a driver, they'll be like, "Oh, you're hating on my driver." I'm not hating on your driver. I'm calling it like I see it, and sometimes you might not like me calling it like I see it, but I don't hate any driver out there. And when any driver out there is doing something good, I'm going to acknowledge it and put it out there. Just like when I think they're doing something hypocritical in Denny Hamlin's case, which is the most recent one, I'm going to put that out there as well. Let's see. What are Kevin Harvick's chances to get a win today? I like Kevin Harvick. I like the Kevin Harvick pick. I think he would have to solidly be in your top 5 of guys that can win this race. Last win was this race in 2022. So there you go. I do like the Kevin Harvick pick. Is there any rain in the forecast? I don't know about rain. It rained here last night, but I don't know. Have not looked at the forecast today. I dislike bullies, says Shy. Ty Gibbs is a bully. A lot of people feel like that. I'll be cheering when Larson bumps Hamlin out of the way. I think Ty Gibbs is really good, but I think what he did to Brandon Jones last year, that solidified he'll always be the bad guy. For whatever reason, Ty Gibbs in Martinsville, that's when the devil comes out of him. And I'm saying that because he's always, praise God. So the devil comes out of him in Martinsville for whatever reason. I'll be cheering for Larson when he bumps Hamlin out of the way today. I bet it happens, says Napa Racing fan. Larson needs to stick up for himself. Anyone else notice no one dares taking Kevin Harvick out? I mean, there's a reason for that. Kevin Harvick will pay you back, or at least try to pay you back. KFB going to be in victory lane today, says Ghetto Streamlabs. I mean, don't sleep on Kyle Busch ever. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. You can't never sleep on types of guys like that. And there are other ones out there, Joey Logano, whoever. Tim Richmond have taken a couple of from Dale Sr. and Dave. For whatever reason, I didn't hate Tim Richmond, though, because I think I've told this story. My dad's best friend growing up he was working for Hendrick back then. So I didn't have any hatred toward Tim Richmond. Also, Davey would have taken a couple time and is everything. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Did you see Carson Hocevar win the truck race? I didn't see the race itself, Dawson, but I saw the highlights and the 2-tire or the 4 tires at the end was the call. Ty Gibbs and that sponsor annoy me, says Shah. Talking about the he gets us or whatever. It's a religious sponsor, I guess I should say. Jeff O'Dine did what Dale Sr. did to him, and he got penalized when Sr. didn't. My take, anyways. But when all was said and done, Dale Sr. That's racing, the man, says James White. Yeah, so definitely back in the day there was a lot of politics to NASCAR. Still is today, without a doubt, but more political back then. Radar shows no rain, says Robin Marks, and that is the last comment. I appreciate you guys being on here. It is fun as always. Sorry, I called Richard Petty a mascot. I meant figurehead, so I do apologize for that. But at the end of the day, he is my favorite driver. Him and Dale Sr. growing up, so I didn't mean any disrespect. But hope your driver wins. Hope your driver does well. Hope all of your bets come through for entertainment purposes and financial purposes only. And I'll catch you after the race. Peace.